And it is going to be Rogue banning out first as they will be starting on the defense.
Well, we'll see what they go with on the bans. Rogue has definitely been a bit more interesting in terms of bans, and they're, of course, going to start it off interesting, saying they do not want to deal with. Now, this is not a surprise. We did see BP playing a lot of Montaigne last time they played Villa against Millennium, so probably a smart idea. I don't think it was super effective, but hey, just take it out of the equation.
Yeah, big operator ban coming out from Secret is going to be Lion Witch.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check the B-Stream VODs, but I don't think he's been played at all today because of that.
That's a very weird ban because Team Secret, they have a very, very good Lion player in the form of Lackey. They always bring the Lion. It's usually banned against them. So I'm surprised by that pick.
It's surprised to see them ban anything but Glass half the time, really.
Exactly. They don't like the Glass.
And we've seen a lot of Glass today anytime it's not banned, so... Well, Pulse, actually, the choice coming off here. They obviously want to deny some of that vertical play in terms of there's a lot of wood floors that could be a problem for teams if they're not careful about it. So seems like a smart choice in this case, but that is going to be Rogue trying to deny it against Secret. Rogue actually going to start on Trophy instead of Aviator, which is not a big deal. Like most teams can play either or. Maybe, of course, well, no, he's going to sixth pick that Glass probably. Just teasing us with it.
Yeah, certainly that's what teams do, is you go for the bait almost, where you show your lineup, but that's not actually going to be the lineup you're going to go in with, and we're going to see the Blitz being brought. That's pretty, actually we're not.
Oh no.
As Dokkaebi's going to switch in, which, yeah, that's quite a surprising ban that Rogue let through was the Dokkaebi. Sure, they got rid of the Montaigne, but Montaigne, Dokkaebi, what would you say was honestly, more influence?
I would take Dokkaebi, ban Dokkaebi over Montaigne in this case, just because, like I said, I don't think Montaigne was super effective when Meepy was using it. So it was something that was obviously part of a strat, but I can't imagine they were going to use that again anyways. So that might have been a waste of a ban. Either way, though, it's something they know for sure they don't have to deal with now. So we'll see how they play this. They are going to be playing with the Maestro with Easily on that, so that should be interesting. There is an Echo as a possibility, so it's surprising to see none of them playing on Echo just because it's such a mainstay operator, but it's usually either Maestro or Echo, not all the time both. In this case, you know, they might have prepared their strats expecting Echo to be banned. Although in this case, if you know you're up against Team Secret, you can pretty much guarantee who they're going to be banning, so...
Yeah, more or less, the Team Secret, very predictable team. You know what to ban against, you know more or less what they are going to ban, more importantly.
Maybe now that Helby's there, they won't.
Oh,
They'll be less predictable.
The new coach. We didn't see him inside of Valencia because he didn't manage to... they didn't pick him up in time, So he was very fresh in. But he is here. I'm sure he has put in a lot of different strategies potentially, because let's not forget Helby. He used to play the game as well as a professional player.
No, he was a pro. Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely got a lot of experience. It's definitely not someone that's just a cold coach. So bringing that experience, obviously he hasn't been in Pro League for a while though, so he's definitely going to have to make sure to pay attention to a lot of different bits of information. But either way, they are making slow, steady progress here against the bedroom, and of course that's what you're going to expect. They've gotten in to the study as well, taking control of that, working some angles here. No phone calls taken out just yet, but they will, I imagine, be using those as soon as they feel like they're going to have to worry about roamers, and that's where Eclipse is going to have a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, the roamers is always going to be a bit of a potential worry for many attackers because it's a very big map filler. You have 3 sets of staircases that you have to worry about, let's not forget as well. But
in the basement that you never know about.
Big old basement.
This rotation here, Eclipse, unfortunately the phone call did not come out, so he's going to get a nice early kill onto Alems. They go for the refrag, but it's not going to happen just yet. Oh, the timing here.
Oh, the good pinch. You can see Meatbeat and also, the getaway from Eclipse. That was
nicely played.
That was very well played from Eclipse, because you look at where Meatbeat was and you look at where Leon was. Both of them were ready to shoot at the exact same time. So a good rotation from Eclipse. Lackey has got himself inside of this master bedroom area. Kairos as well is going to open up in towards that bathroom area as well. A very good staging ground for many teams. And look where Leon is. He's playing here on the backside, which this is not what Rogue's going to expect. Possibly Gumai may be able to shut him down, but again, it is still a very hard angle. That's going to be the kill connect from Slash with that aggressive peek as Leon Kids does bite the dust.
Well, already a good start here for Rogue, and this was Team Secret's map pick, so we'll have to see what they have in store for future rounds. However, it's not over just yet, but Geo making it much, much closer here as it's now a 2v5.
Yeah, it is going to be the C4 from below. The push does come in from the Dokkaebi. Easily did manage to catch her with that Maestro camera, which does see through smoke. The plant is going to try and get attempted by Meatbee. Stiz as well is going to be covering a 5 versus 2 still in favor of Rogue. Slash is going to be down, so it is essentially a 4 versus 2. Meatbee hears somebody on the red stairs, but is then going to leave Stiz to his death, and Meatbee misses the shots, and Eclipse does clean up house. And that is going to be Rogue getting the first round on the board inside of Villa.
Correct me if I'm wrong too, but I believe that was a flawless round. Didn't lose a single player, although we did see, I believe, Slash down at one point, although that could have even been for a reset. It's hard to see exactly what was going on, but a great start for Rogue on their defense. As this was Team Secret's map pick, then of course Rogue got to pick which side to start on, so there's definitely a reason why they started on defense here.
So Aviator and Games Room is where we will be headed next. Rogue is going to take this bomb site. Typically we see that being played the primary bomb site compared to the trophy room, which we did just see, but still a very strong bomb site nonetheless. So getting rid of that lesser bomb site, let's say, early does give Rogue a very good lead on, and if they manage to take this better defended bomb site, then it puts them in the driver's seat with a 2-0 advantage. Yeah,
and I wouldn't say the meta's even completely settled yet on which bomb site's the dominant, but you know, the top floor is a little bit favored. We did see some interesting downstairs play though earlier in terms of the kitchen, but it is a trickier one to defend. So I would say upstairs is a bit easier because you also don't have to deal with vertical pressure, and that makes a lot of maps sometimes better when you're controlling top floor, especially on a map like this where they don't necessarily have roof access. They have access to catwalks outside, but they don't have skylights to work because the one skylight, you can't really do anything about it. You can maybe throw things down, but you can't see anyone to shoot. So because of that lack of upstairs access vertically, they pretty much have to play horizontal, and you don't see a lot of attacks from below necessarily from the attackers. So I do think the upstairs has natural advantages. You just... I think it's good, though, to try and play against the catwalks and other areas that the attackers have outside, if you can, as well, to just deny any advantage they might have.
Villa fits into the same kind of playstyle that Skyscraper fit it into, and also Chalet, where there wasn't a roof that you could really use to your advantage. Sure, you can repel into the roof, but it just didn't work really back in the day.
And that suits a team like Rogue that was very comfortable on Skyscraper back in the day. So, yeah, I agree. I think it shares some parallels there, as well as with Border, and there's definitely a kind of mishmash of some things they've learned from other maps that I think have been very interesting, and I hope we see this more. I mean, it's already day one, and we've already seen it twice here. I'm not sure about the B stream, but I mean, twice just on this stream alone. It's been pretty good.
I believe we've seen nearly every map apart from Clubhouse, I want to say.
Yeah, well, we might see that this time because that's the decider map.
We hope it should go there. It should go to the decider map, as you did say, Villa more of a rogue map, and then Coastline more of a secret kind of map.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Clubhouse, in theory, should favor Rogue just off their experience and winning it twice, whereas Secret have lost it once, but that was against Penta now G2. So, you know, could go either way, as you mentioned previously as well. DreamHack Valencia did go a bit differently for the match between these two, but I imagine both teams learned from that, so it is a big question mark if we make it to map 3. But Meepy already stepping in some traps here, a minute and a half burned, and they have yet to find anyone. So you see Brian going by Big Bry this matchup, so that is...
Geometrics isn't Sleepy Geo anymore.
Yeah, it's true, there's some change-ups here.
Big Bry.
It's the closest we'll get to a roster change at the moment.
Yeah, so minute on the clock for Secret. No first bloods on either side, so more of a slow, methodical playstyle coming out from Secret, but on a bomb site like Aviator and Games Room, this is what we're expecting. They don't have the Thermite, they only have Habana, so they cannot make these big, massive holes that you necessarily would get, which I'm surprised about why they're not bringing the Thermite. There's no mirror to worry about, so that gives you just more of an
impact nades. They've got to be worried about the impact nades. It's just so hard to play Thermite on that bomb site. Unfortunately, it looks like they might have a technical problem. Not entirely sure. There's the R. It might just be a typo, though, as well, but just in case, we might be prepared if there is some kind of issue. But they are pushing in through the smoke here. Stizzy downed by the smoke itself. Unfortunately, finished off by Big Bry Eclipse. The nice kill in the trade back from Secret.
Yeah, Lambs and Lackey does manage to square up into a 3 versus 3, but look how low both of them are. Dokkaebi did get rung. Echo Drone still in position. Sees where the IQ is. Intel is going to be fed to Brian as Slash gets the kill onto Lambs. All down to Meatbee, the team captain. Can he go for this clutch? The phone is still ringing for Brian, but easily from that long angle with that MP5 is going to finish him off. And Rogue is going to go 2-0 up.
Well, at least Secret got some kills that round. but definitely did not go their way. And that is a Rogue now having to go to their third bomb site. Will we see another 6-0 like we saw earlier? Probably not, but definitely possible here. Library, surprisingly, instead of Kitchen, going to be their third bomb site. So we'll see what they have in store there. Definitely an interesting bomb site in terms of the way it's laid out and the way you have to play it. The dining room can be, there we go. The dining room itself going to be the bomb site. They changed to dining room kitchen at the last second there.
So looking at this attacking lineup, we're seeing the Ying. That's a pretty big operator inside of Villa, because it can just simply clear out most of them long corridors as well, and especially whenever these big narrow corridors is something that you're always cautious of as an attacker, unless you're a shield, for example, which we know isn't coming out because the Montagna did get banned. Yep. But even using one of your young canisters just to get down the corridor and possibly get a kill from a defender who may be lurking, waiting for you to run down that corridor, that could be a pretty big pick, bringing that Ying. Also, we're seeing the Thatcher being brought out, which is an operator that we've seen not a whole too lot during today, mostly because it's more of a slower paced operator.
Well, most teams have figured out other ways to take out batteries, mute jammers and stuff like that as well.
So having the Thatcher does make life a little bit easier, and it may also help with the echoes as well. Looking at the Rogue lineup, we're seeing more of an intel gathering based lineup with the Valkyrie cameras with the echo as well. So
good to see Geo back on that, as they're not going with the Maestro this time. Yeah, getting the additional intel will definitely help, because we saw some good roam coming out from Easily and Eclipse, and I imagine they're probably going to be doing something similar this round as well. So that will probably be a factor, getting that extra intel, maybe using that extra drone for a roam instead of keeping it on site. As you said, those Candles can be a factor, especially combined with the concussion grenades coming out from Malems, if they can get close enough to site to actually push it. That's the real question. Can they get in there? And they could potentially even come up from pantry, start throwing in some Candles to try and rush from there. Very unlikely to see that happen, though. But we will see Leon on the T95. Not going to go with that shotgun, as that is more of a hungry special kind of a play.
Yeah, I would say that bringing the shotgun, it's not really suited for this particular map. Yeah, maybe sure for a map like Border or Oregon, for example, which is more close range, then certainly. But for a map like Villa with these long, narrow corridors, these long angles, then it's maybe your best bet going with the T95.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the upstairs take from Secret, but they're actually then going to rotate downstairs. They don't really have any hard destruction that they can bring. They don't see the buck or the sledge being brought out. And Brian, he is getting very, very cautiously close. Instead, he's going to go, what? But Brian shuts them down.
That's Diffuser down too. Nicely baited, Brian, but takes a lot of damage.
His phone is also gonna get rung, and Eclipse is here waiting at this single door, sees the arm of the Ying, but the shots do not land, and you can see Brian even using a gas canister, and maybe is also gonna get downed in the process. C4 does get expended by Eclipse, but doesn't manage to get anything out of that catch. Ying does go in, and Leon is gonna start working with it. He does miss the shots on the Valkyrie, but no, Slash will punish Leon for missing them headshots. Lackey has entered as well. Meatbee back up to 50 HP as he did get revved. Lackey in a very awkward position here.
Ooh, there's Big Brian again with his second kill of the round as well. He's playing that corner so tough. Went prone instead. They didn't expect that. And the shotgun doesn't take much to finish Meatbee off, who was only at half health. But it is now a 4v2. Geo still got the yokai as well, so even if they can get in and get the kills like Lackey's doing, they're going to have to fight against time.
Quick turnaround for Secret as the Lambs and the Lackey does get the 2 kills. So it's going to be down to Brian, who's on 1 HP. His phone is ringing. Geometrics with that Echo Drone does manage to stun. Lackey goes for the pre-fire shots, misses it, and that will be Lackey punishing him as the Lambs did get the kill onto Brian. The 4-2 clutch from Lackey and the Lambs.
Definitely surprising to see them come out ahead in that, but nonetheless, they managed to storm in, and that was definitely the weaker bomb site for Rogue, which is why you saw it third. But now they can go back to their better bomb sites. They're going to try a trophy again, and probably have a bit more success, although I still think that went fairly well for Rogue just at the end of it. Couldn't manage to clutch out. Some of that due to low health of some of the players. Obviously, Brian trying to do a good job, but was a bit low. And I think good plays all around, but that Candela definitely helped well for that push onto Eclipse especially.
Yeah, getting rid of the Bandit, a very high value target for the roam game that he can bring to the table. Brian stood out really well for me in that round. You've seen the shotgun the way he played it. Also, the gas canisters were very strong, just delaying the push from Secret, but definitely lacking in that rotation where he decided to go in towards the pantry area. Caught Slash by surprise and then did manage to win that fight against Gio. Did prove to be that deciding factor inside of the round. And then we are going to move up into the top floor defense. Once again, they previously did defend this very, very proficiently. Secret didn't really have anything to work with in their last attack of this bomb site, but can they change anything?
Yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting to see. I do think there's a good chance that we could see Rogue win it again, but you know, maybe it was just Team Secret being caught a bit off guard. They are going to be trying to bring that Ying again for a bit more of a aggressive push once they can get into some kind of control. I think it did work for them to an extent last round, but it was also a case where, you know, they got punished a bit before they were even able to use it. So we'll see if they can accomplish the same this time now with Gio and Eclipse. The Eclipse now back on Jaeger. He did have to play Bandit last round because of how they switched up who was playing what. And we saw a very good roam game from Jaeger of Eclipse last time they played on this bomb site. So they're going to have to be a bit more careful. And the only thing they have to counter roamers is going to be Meepy on Dokkaebi. They didn't bring a Jackal or anything else like that. Obviously, the Lion was banned. So they really need to maybe make more use of those phone calls earlier to try and take him out. Flashbangs, unfortunately, not going to do a whole lot because nothing to follow them up just yet.
Stiz is he's looking for an early pick, which is something that does help within the later stages. Lackey gets the wall bang through the window. He just wanted to shoot open the window, and he gets a kill from it. And especially like a player Eclipse going down, that's a huge kill for Team Secret.
That roam is not going to happen now.
Very big kill. So this is where Secret, they have the driving seat. They got the early pick, especially onto a roamer, which did come in to hurt them quite a lot in the last round of this particular bomb site. This is going to be proven pretty detrimental for Rogue, especially whenever they're giving up a camera spot as well. So that could be used to possibly get the observatory camera, which does feed quite a lot of intel as well.
Well, the main thing is the Maestro's cameras as well. Now those Evil Eyes are going to work against them, and you see that right now. They have the access to Easily camera, which you can see exactly where that's positioned. They're going to be able to use that to their advantage and see how some of that site is set up. There it is. They've marked it. Now they're going to bring Alems over to get rid of it, but the timing actually works against him. Nicely done.
Oh, double kill from Slash. That T5 SMG makes quick work of that Secret duo. Lackey, Meepy, and Stizzy, the only 3 members left for Rogue. A very big misplay from Team Secret there. I'm not really surprised that Alems got killed, but the fact that Leon didn't get that automatic refrag and also got killed, that was very sloppy.
Not good at all. That was just great timing by Slash. Great read on the movement of the attackers trying to take out that Evil Eye. Nice play by Gio as well, guarding the bathroom, making it so they're not going to be able to get much of a beachhead there.
Good kill from Gio, takes out Lackey. Good gun skill off the board for Secret. Gio still fighting inside of this master bedroom bathroom area. And he does go for the sprays. And that is going to be the shots coming out from Stiz, who does win that gunfight. I don't know if he thinks that he knows he's down, but he is going to push in. Yeah, I believe he might know that he is down. He's just cautious of it, as he does see the dead body of the bandit and does get that kill. So a 3 versus 2. And Slash is going to then get a kill onto Meepy. 3 versus 1. All down to Stiz. I'm sure he is going to get gunned down as soon as he walks in, as Brian is holding that angle. Quick peek from Stiz. Doesn't get anything from it. And the time was just taken away. And then finally, Easily does go ahead and get that kill. And Rogue do lead this matchup 3 rounds to 1.
Which is a big deal, again, on Team Secret's map pick. They are the ones who have played this publicly as well. I mean, it might have got played a bit more than that at DreamHack Valencia, but in terms of Pro League play, this is definitely the debut of it for Rogue. It is, again, surprising to see it shown so early, but in this case, they didn't necessarily pick it. They let Secret pick it. And as I was saying earlier, the way that the pick order goes, only 2 bans go out before the first pick, which was Secret's pick, so they might have had a chance to sneak that in before Rogue could ban it. Although I got to imagine they had strats for this. This is not something Ranger really lets slip by very easily, and they know that obviously Secret are willing to play it since they have played it in Pro League. But nonetheless, the different pick ban order definitely makes a difference, and being first to pick is an advantage because you can sneak around 2 of those bans.
So Aviator Games Room is where we're going to be headed once again for Rogue. The last time they did manage to win this as well, I would say it's because of the lack of the Thermite that Secret did not bring. Instead, they're sticking with the Hibana.
It's just so hard to deal with in terms of the impact matrix, and you see that they were prepared for it. You've seen them open up the tops of the walls, so they are more than happy to use those impact matrix, which would be Slash probably in this case, unless we have Brian also bringing impact nades, which is a possibility. But either way, they've got more than enough utility. You saw Slash doing a great job in terms of kills, as well as some of the other players like Brian. So it's been a good in terms of frags as well for Rogue. Secret, though, might just still be warming up.
Yeah, certainly could be a slow start for Secret. And this is a matchup which we, possibly the viewers may not have seen, but certainly I did at DreamHack Valencia, where Rugen, previously known as IDK Team Secret, they did play offline during one of their group stage matches, and it went straight down to the wire. It went down to all 3 maps. I believe it was 6-4 for the first map in favour of Secret, 6-4. Then the next map went to Rogue, 6-1. And then they went to Consulate, and Consulate was pretty mad. It was 4-1 in favour of Rogue, and then Secret won 7-6. So there definitely is the comeback potential that Secret can bring. They know that they've done it before to Rogue, so it is feasibly possible.
Well, we saw what happened with Penta earlier. They got 6-0 on this map and then just turned it around to a 6-1 the next map, so absolutely.
Stiz is certainly a player which I believe doesn't get enough credit sometimes for his team. He performs very well. I believe that's one of the main talking points that you guys especially push during the Pro League, is all about how well support players, they don't get enough love. That's something that that we are sometimes quite bad of doing, is not giving some of the support players the love that they deserve. Take, for example, Goga.
Yeah.
You know, he's certainly a great player.
Or Eunice, once he finally got to that last map.
Yeah. So certainly support players, they do get not enough credit. So certainly Stiz, he is holding his own against the members of Rogue. And just looking at the way that Secret is setting up, they're going to go for pretty much the exact same push, where they're going to try and take control of the office area and then finally push their way in towards the bomb site using Leon. But the Echo Drone does get killed, as Leon did manage to take that out.
Fortunately for Easily, just the timing was not there in his favor. You see all the floor opened up as well, so they cannot place the thermite charge on the floor, which of course they're not bringing a thermite, but the preparation is there. They were definitely ready to try and, in fact, name this, but the C4.
And this is where Leon's going to get pretty hot here. The double down as Smoke will fall. So will Legion, but he's not ready for Easily, who was holding that long angle behind that bar area. Slash is still going to be down, and Stiz does manage to get the plant. Easily is just waiting, looking for an angle as the pick up from Meepy. Pre-fire misses, but Easily will be there. Stiz is going to come in contact with him and lose that gunfight as well. Double from Easily. Lucky gets the kill onto Geo, but does get down by Eclipse. A retake from Rogue, and Secret will fall. And 4 rounds to 1. Rogue will be in the firm driver's seat, heading into this attack and defense switch.
Definitely, they are feeling good. You can see the look on their faces. They're feeling confident. And it is, that was such a strong series of defensive runs. We'll see, though, if they actually are able to use their attacks as well. We are going to get a tactical pause here from Team Secret. Obviously, after losing those 4 rounds, you're going to want to kind of recollect yourself. This is where they get to test Helby to see if he's able to kind of bring them back. You see him coaching his team, talking about what they need to change. You can see the focus on their faces as they think about it. You see the let's go coming out of Helby, trying to pump them up as best he can. This is their map pick as well. However, even though Coastline was not their map pick, in theory, they have a better Coastline than Rogue just off of Pro League results, but you never know.
These guys are smart enough to know what mistakes they're making. They know what they need to do to get themselves back into it. They have these defenses, which Secret, they do perform a lot better on the defense rather than the attack, and I would say it's because that they're so well at adapting to no mirror strategies, which is quite a big thing, which Secret did really push for inside of the Pro League. So having then these defenses, it could swing in the way of Secret. It could easily just be a 5-round sweep for Secret. Who knows? It'll
be interesting, though, that because we're going to get a bit of a different attack style and defense style from these two teams. And we didn't really see a comeback on the switch around from the G2 game earlier, but then again, we only saw 1 round after that switch. So in this case, we'll at least see 2 to get some idea how it might switch around. Potentially, I imagine some of the same setup's going to come out here for Aviator Games that we saw just last round from Rogue. But, ooh, there we go. Geo going from the Blackbeard to the Glaz, and maybe also bringing out the Secret Castle. Should be interesting to see here.
Yeah, Castle is certainly an operator which is a very niche pick. It's a utility operator that we typically see on certain holds that teams do like to create. This time it's going to be Secret, who we know are very methodical in some of their play styles. big impact tool right into a wall which looks into one of your bomb sites. That's quite an interesting one to go for. But
well, usually that's when you'd put the window on, right?
Yeah. Typically, that would be the way they're going for, but then I'm going to say that Meatbee is probably going to put some castle barricades inside there, try to shut down as much as they can, and again, that could hinder Rogue just as much as it could hinder Secret as well, from a quick peek coming out from the members of Team Secret as well.
Well, the fact that they're bringing a glass, though, means that that hole could work against them, because he's able to open up that castle barricade or even shoot through it and be able to peek all the way into Aviator Room, which is... Now, normally, you know, a hole can work both ways, but in this case, with smoke involved, when they throw smoke, that means the hole works really one way, and that's the glass way. And they're definitely going to have smokes with Slash on that Jackal there. So this could work out in favor of Rogue if they could play it smartly. We do see them playing up towards the study from Ruins, although Geo's actually on a different spot. So once they drone that out, they may rotate if they decide that's going to be to their advantage or not. They do need to make sure to drone the downstairs, though, to make sure they're not going to have to deal with anyone down there. And Lackey is getting droned out as well. So they're finding out everything they need to find out, but then this is going to have to come to some adjustments in their actual push.
So we're going to be seeing the Jackal being brought by Slash. This is an operator that we did see Novi from Immortals being picked up quite a lot during his game against the Millennium. So Jackal certainly by no means least a useless operator, does provide a lot of utility with the shotgun. More times than none, because it can use as that destructibility tool, which you may be missing out if you don't want to go for a buck, for example. So having in that just little pocket, that pocket shotgun can come in pretty big. And also Villa, very big map, very big roaming map, it can help as well. Lems is going to get things kicked off with Eclipse falling to his carbine rifle. Brian downstairs just watching rotations at this stage. As Slash is still downstairs. Slash isn't really doing anything at this stage.
No, he missed that.
No, he misses that fall. And that is going to just slow down Rogue even more. That's time that they so dearly need it.
They have burned or baited out 2 smoke canisters. There's the 3rd one, so they have some additional time in that sense. But yeah, that is losing easily down to 50% health from that drop is going to hurt.
Lackey stuck inside of the corner, inside of that office area. Easily holding this very tight angle as the smoke will be there. C4 gets tossed out and does manage to dodge away from that. This is where Glass will come in. Seeing if he can see any yellow figures. Does get tagged from somewhere, he doesn't know where. Easily gets the kill onto Lackey, who was inside the office, and Geo through the cover of the smoke gets rid of a Lems, but Leon on the stairs says no to Brian. Maybe gets the kill on the Easily. Slash gets the kill on the Leon, jumping down onto his head. As Stiz also tried to go for the peak, so 2 versus 2, 30 seconds to go. Slash and Geo. Geo, very low health, doesn't have any smoke canisters at his disposal. Meatbee and Stiz still very healthy. 2 very hard hitting SMGs. MP7 has that fire rate and that recoil control. UMP hits very, very hard. 15 seconds on the clock. Rogue, you need to start moving as Slash is going to go for this B bomb site. Look where the diffuser is as well, right into the middle of the room. Geo with a pistol out isn't going with his sniper rifle as Stiz does kill Geo, and Meatbee will clean things up as Slash will fall and Secret get their first defensive round.
Definitely not an easy one as well. I feel like Rogue had the potential to take that, but losing the diffuser so far in sight, getting a bit back-footed on time because of easily dropping down, things like that really worked against him. Not to mention, Glaz unfortunately didn't get a lot of utility out of the smoke. Sure, he baited out 3 gas canisters from it, but at the same time, he was mostly stuck in that doorway, unable to get really a whole lot going, and you saw how low his health was after that. Did get 1 pick, though, once he finally got inside, once he saw, I believe it was Bandit's feet. But nonetheless, it was a little late for Glass to be getting something going because, like we talked about, there was that big hole he could have been using to his advantage, but he didn't even know where he was getting shot from. So we'll see how their trophy defense, though, goes down, as that was the primary defensive site for Rogue, whereas it's flipped here for Secret. This is their secondary. So we'll see. They are going to go with the Glass and Jackal again. This time maybe they will be able to get a little bit more going. Lackey going to sneak in a 6 pick over there to get some cameras going. No 6 pick coming out from Rogue, though.
So this predominantly looks like more or less the same operator selection from both teams. The only difference is that we're going to be seeing Legion being brought in and Castle will be rotated out, but more or less it's going to be pretty much the same kind of operator picks. Rogue not changing anything, it seems like. They're going to go with the Glass strategy with bringing extra smoke canisters with Slash on his Jackal. bringing, you know, the utility that Zofia can bring so much to the table, like we've seen throughout today. So certainly a very good lineup from Rogue taking this bomb site, which does have a lot more of a longer angle situation where Glaz can really use and abuse, and it really does show the power of a Glaz in these scenarios. So this is looking like a pretty good setup for Rogue, but let's see what Secret have in store for us. They're going to try and go for this more aggressive hold in towards that Games and Aviator room, which is a common strategy that Secret particularly do because it slows down the push coming out from Rogue, and it uses up utility, which is so dearly needed for this particular bomb site.
Yeah, we'll see if they can manage to get enough map control quickly. The Jackal's going to help with that to an extent, along with obviously the drones. But being able to clear downstairs especially quicker because you can see the footprints will make a difference. Obviously, you may not track everyone, but even if you see there's no footprints, that will give you additional info. And you do see one ping coming out as Jackal was able to spot someone for the window thanks to the extended range that he received recently. Able to do that a little bit safer here. They do have bathroom control, and Brian turns that into a kill onto Leon. It's a nice early pick onto Jaeger with still 2 minutes left. That is an advantage Rogue here because of not only the kill but the time also. And it is looks like the bandit of Alems is the one being tracked. One ping left, and that is the last of it. But they know pretty much where he's at. And there's another ping already out.
So this is where Rogue are going to start setting up, getting their utility operators in position, trying to get this triple wall open, gives them then that clear line of sight that Geo can use. Bathroom is where we're going to see Slash hop into, as the drones will be put inside of that observatory. He knows that nobody's going to be playing specifically in there, but can still be cautious of that connector hole and also the corridor beside it. Gas canister is actually going to be expended by Meatbee, but Geo's going to move right on in, as it's going to be a train of smoke grenades for him, as he is going to push in and does tag Meatbee, but doesn't manage to get the kill. Geometrics gets hurt very, very badly from that gas canister, as Lackey will get the C4 kill on to Slash, as that will be the Jackal falling. 4 versus 4 with still a minute to go. Brian with that long angle gets a kill on the Meatbee. Can he get the double onto Stiz? No, as he does miss the shots, and Stiz goes away without a scratch in that scenario. Eclipse is going to start backing up from the stairs, and that will be a double kill for Rogue, as Brian got a kill and gets another one for himself. A free K for Brian, and Rogue do bounce back with their first attack inside of Villa.
Well, that puts it on map point now, 5-2. So Rogue definitely at the huge advantage here on this map. And again, that was Secret's map pick. So this is looking like, much like with Penta's map pick, it might have been a mistake. Both the teams that picked Villa looking like they may not have the best strategies on it so far. We will see dining used as well. So it looks like both teams wanting to go there as opposed to library. In this case, they don't have to switch bomb sites, so they could play trophy again, but must have seen something in that attack that they decided that was too hard to defend against. It's interesting to see how much Glaz play we're seeing, despite how poorly it worked out for Eunice earlier. So despite that, obviously Geo feeling a bit more confident, although he struggled a bit on that because smoke has been his counter this entire time. The upside of that, though, is every time he's playing with those smokes, he's baiting out smoke canisters much earlier. He could have almost got a kill as well, though, and that recoil, I think, hurt him a little bit in terms of being able to finish the kill. So we'll see. We are going to see a 6 pick over to Sledge there from Rogue. See if that works out for them in terms of Brian having some other extra utility. He is normally a big Thatcher player. He plays a lot more Thatcher than I think a lot of people in Pro League. And so it was no surprise to see him doing very well on it. But in this case, it looks like they're going to forego it and decide we don't need it. They might be thinking they're going to be attacking the same bomb site again, though, because, like I said, Secret don't have to switch. So the fact that they switched might slightly throw off the game. But like you said earlier, Rogue are rarely changing their lineup.
Yeah, there's no real difference, I would say. This time we're going to be seeing, actually, it's more or less just the same, isn't it? We did see the 6th pick onto Sledge, but that's really much it. You know, there's not really big comparisons to Sledge and Thatcher. It's still more or less the same guns, still the elite. The only thing you're missing out on is the nades, more or less.
Yeah, very true.
That's why Sledge is picked more often than not, is because frag grenades are just, they're so strong. 9 times out of 10 it will more or less get you a kill nearly every round if you do get a good tag on whoever you're trying to frag out, and it is going to be very, very good for getting rid of these castle barricades as well, as they can just simply walk up, sledge it open. But equally, Geo can open it up as well. Does waste a couple of bullets, but still has plenty in his reserve, which he can use. So Secret already down a castle barricade. That's one thing I don't like about castle barricades, is whenever teams put them on outside windows.
It will give you some indication that they're going to be pushing and force them to use some utility, but when you know they're going to be bringing a Glacia, it's not going to really do much. Not to mention they do have the Sledge, which they didn't know about, and the Zofia, which they did. So, yeah, it is definitely going to be a little bit of a waste potentially, but you do force them to commit some utility to opening that up. In this case, a few bullets, not much utility. So they will have some advantage in this attack here, but it is a minute in, and this time they don't have any kills. So at least Secret having some advantage, and that also means more time for Stizzy to be charging up those goo mines, getting stuff set up for this defense. They are going to have breach charges, though, to start to open up this floor and not waste any of those grenades to do so, which is always nice to see breach charges still get used in this game, and that is one use that you will still see pretty consistently. Nice use of all three of them as well. He's going to hide in the bathtub while he does so.
So we're going to be seeing the breaching charges being used to good efficiency, along with the holes being made with that secondary shotgun as Stiz will fall. So good use of using that sidearm, which is something that definitely Novi did use a lot inside the last game, Millennium versus Immortals. He used it a lot, and equally Slash is going to be doing it as well. And this is where the Train of Smoke's going to be used very smartly, using his holes, but the ADS is going to say no to that. And Geo is going to push his way in, does get hit with a Legion Mine, so that's just going to delay him a little bit more, and the plant's going to go in from Slash. It's the very common strategy we see being used universal throughout any team, but he did get tagged and has to fall back. He's in very low health, it must be about 2 or 3 HP there.
Yeah, they could go for the reset, they have enough time left, but instead just going to let him die.
Yeah, Lackey does get the kill onto Slash, and Leon gets the kill on to Eclipse easily on this. Backside is looking for a free kill potential on the Lackey, and he will find it, as easily does kill that castle off, but then it will be Leon getting the refrag and easily gets himself a double kill as the Lambs will fall, so 2 versus 2. Brian versus Easily. Meatby and Leon still waiting for anybody to push. 10 seconds to go. Brian gets the kill and Easily will shut down Leon, and that is going to be Rogue taking our first map. 6 rounds to 2.
Definitely a strong 6 rounds to 2 as well. Very good play by Rogue. Again, not their map pick, so they've got to have something special on Coastline as well. Definitely not what we would have expected. I think not only would we have expected a closer match, but on being the map pick for Secret, as well as a map that we know they're fairly decent at, it is a little bit of a surprise. Brian, 10 kills easily, and Slash actually below that. And then again, shout out for the support operators, which Brian generally is, and a very effective one. I think he's one of the top fragging support operators out there as well, or players rather. And it definitely paid off for Rogue. It was a very good set of strategies. I think they had great executions and didn't even have to change up operators too much.
No, it was definitely a very well played Villa from Rogue. I was expecting a little bit more of a fight from Secret. I wasn't necessarily expecting him to go on and win Villa.
Warming up.
Certainly, let's talk about then our next map as well. But let's just have a little look at what did go down in Villa with these highlights coming out. So Eclipse, definitely a standout player on the side of Rogue, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. He had a very good first round, especially some great roam play. They were just, it seemed like they had much better map control and knowledge. You see some really great plays coming out from them. That was unfortunately, though, when Eclipse finally did get caught off guard, but it was still refragged there by Slash, who had, I think, a lot of really good rounds. Yeah. Unfortunately, the last round, the inability to stick the plant almost cost them the round because they were down to just like 7 seconds left or so without the diffuser. So having to win a lot of these frags, I think, really helped for them. It was interesting to see the Ying plays, though, coming out from Leon, which this one should not have worked as well as it did.
But it did. So it did get them... actually, I don't think it got them around from this. This was actually the take back from Rogue.
It was a good take back as well.
Yeah, it was a very proficient retake. They managed to find out exactly where the remaining attackers were. Lackey was very unfortunate where the position he was, but yeah, very good showing. And it is then going to be Villa. Shoved under the carpet for now. That's going to be Rogue going for that. So, yeah, that's going to be pretty good. So, looking at Coastline, what are you expecting then for that?
I mean, so far what we've seen is, especially experience-wise, we know there's a lot of experience coming out from Team Secret on Coastline. It's been a good map for them for quite a while. They have only played it once this season in Pro League, and it was a 5-5 tie against Millennium. No, I'm sorry, it was against Mocket. Sorry, the 5-5 tie was on Villa. So Mocket, it was 6-2 in their favor. So they had a very strong match at those two flipped around. It was a very good map for them. So it is surprising to see that Rogue would want to take them to them. But maybe Rogue feels confident they saw the flaws in what they were doing that worked so well, and maybe Mocket was also just not having a great game, and they said, you know what, like they just won that because they were having a much better game than Mocket was. And it's, you know, people, you don't want to sleep on Ranger in terms of strats, in terms of what they're going to be thinking. I definitely don't want to inflate his ego too much more, but I think they're not going to be going into this unprepared. But at the same time, now that there's a new coach, analyst on Team Secret, Helby's going to be analyzing as well. But the fact that Rogue have not shown anything yet because they have not, no, I'm sorry, they played it once and lost it against Mouse. And against Mouse, which is not, I would say, the strongest team in NA,
certainly not.
Definitely means that they have some weaknesses on Coastline, but again, they probably shored those up, so.
Yeah, it's the big thing about Coastline is that it's very universal. Every bomb site's playable. Every team can more or less play Coastline. It's not the most hardest map to play. It's very basic strategies. A few variations, but for the most part, it's more or less the same strict rule where you need to take one particular area and then move on into the next. So there's no real different strategies that you can really go for. Like, for example, let's say hookah and billiards.
Yeah.
When do we ever see a hookah take?
I mean, we saw a lot more hookah earlier than we expected normally, but yeah, it's definitely been normally the less bomb size. So it's surprising to see it as much as we had, and we may see it more today just because teams are trying to do new things and try and surprise their opponents a bit more. I think what'll be interesting is in terms of the operator bans and whether or not those will be, for example, we saw some bans that are against counter roams, like banning Dokkaebi and Lion earlier. May see something similar this time. We also, as you saw, a Blackbeard ban earlier in the Millennium match, which was interesting to see. So I don't know, there's some good variety, I think, that comes out of the operator bans that will affect whether or not roam is effective on this map and how much you can counter it. And I think that will be a bigger factor than a lot of other things in terms of bomb sites, because that is really what changes up what you can and can't do, and that's what both coaches have to be prepared for. They have to have the strats to deal with the fact that, oh, now we've lost an operator that might be important to our strategy. Got to have a plan B.
Yeah, certainly. So that is going to be Coastline getting loaded up, and we are going to be heading into the ban phase. Rogue will be on the defense, so they get the first bans, and then Secret, they will then get to go for their attacker ban and then their defender ban as well.
Well, Rogue will do what we saw earlier, which is take one of the roam hunters off the board of Dokkaebi so that they can roam a little more effectively, which is not a huge surprise. We saw the attempted roam play coming out from Rogue. In the last map, Dokkaebi was used a bit by Team Secret, so Meepy's now not going to be able to play that operator. Again, they're just trying to deny Meepy. First the Montaigne ban, then the Dokkaebi ban. There goes the Glaz, though. They decided Geo, a little too effective on that. So that's not a huge surprise, especially on this map. We'll see. We do have one more defensive ban coming out here from Secret. What will they take? I imagine we'll see a mirror,
yeah,
or, yep, there we go.
That's what I was expecting. There's no real different picks and bans that Secret really go for.
No, they went for their standard ones.
It's always been Glaz Mirror. There's no real.
The Lion one was the only real variety one. That was only because Monty got banned instead by Rogue. So Echo getting banned, though, not a huge surprise though, but it is something that now they can't use. So they are definitely going to be a little more effective on some of those pushes, but it really depends where Rogue start as well. We saw them get a huge early advantage though last map by having a really strong defense. If they could do the same thing again here, it could definitely help, because this was their map pick, which is, it always helps to start on defense when it's your map pick because you can control the strategies, but this has been such an attacker-sided map more often than not that let's hope for their sake those defenses are going to work.
Yeah, that's the big talking point that we took away from Coastline earlier, is that Immortals were 3-2 up. And then the sweep came in from Millennium and they just took the pot. They just stole that from Immortals. Yep. It's a very heavy attacker map, and whenever you're seeing operators being let through, such as Ying, for example, then it can start to get pretty scary as well. So we're going to be seeing the 6 picks coming out.
Capitao.
That's a pretty interesting one. We haven't seen a whole lot of Capitao. I know that Pengu played it a bit inside of the G2 matchup versus Mocket. So Certainly, he's by no means a bad operator. He can bring a good bit of utility with his fire arrows. Can also be used to smoke off particular areas. Works great with a glass, but isn't going to be let through in this circumstance. But certainly a very, a much more of a stranger strategy for Secret compared to what we're typically seeing on Coastline.
Well, we'll see. We had a 6th pick as well to Maestro from Easley, who's going to be using his Bailiff to open up some angles there from the VIP into the hallway. Could be able to play those with the ACOG on that Alda. Get some angles from there. He's going to call out for an ADS to help protect him in this hallway. So he's going to maybe playing a role similar to what we saw Nesk doing on Doc in previous rounds, earlier in the day from Liquid. So to help defend VIP from the outside using that hallway. Because that hallway, if it's going to get contested, they're usually going to know about it from the stairs or the window. So we'll see if Secret's even going to bother with that. But they are going to have the ability to spot some of that utility with Meepy, so they could see that ADS being there, maybe not fall for it as much, as well as spot those Evil Eyes.
So Leon is looking to get his way in a dominant position in towards the roof area, and they're actually going to go for the rotate in towards the hookah lounge. So they're going to predominantly try and clear out the west side and then work their way in towards the aquarium, work their way in getting rid of the roamers primarily, which we did see a couple of roamers being lurked about, and as it will be Brian, Big Brian, inside of that blue hallway.
This timing, you see he's waiting for some kind of call out to open that up. Good patience on his part, but he's going to bait it out as well, opening the door, and then decides to try and surprise the stairs. Unfortunately, no one there to greet him. That could have been someone that had been roaming downstairs, catching him, but not going to happen.
Could have been a very ingenious play coming out from Leon. Easily, however, playing that corridor will take out Leon, as the blood of Leon Gids is going to be splattered on that red wall. Lackey, I don't think Lackey wants to go down that corridor after what just happened to Leon.
No, I don't blame him. He's playing a very effective control of this entire corridor. You saw as well that ADS was still there, and he had a teammate holding that as well with him. Some great shots coming out of him easily. Just holding the angle. He almost got 2.
Lackey does manage to get that kill easily, but barely makes out alive, as that will be Stiz getting killed by Geometrics is on the flank. Lackey, not looking too good, bro. He's not looking too good. That's
the first line as well for today. It's finally not banned.
Yeah, certainly having a player like Lackey on your line, big help to Secret. Lems will get the kill onto Brian, who was looking for that rotate up the flank, as he is also going to take quite a bit of damage from that engagement. So essentially, the Goo Mines is going to kill both of these Secret members.
Yeah, Eclipse can pretty much control every single doorway. Unless they're going to spend some time on a reset, they don't have enough health to survive this. Even the Maestro Evil Eye could be enough to kill these guys here, especially Lackey, who could just take any damage from anything at this point and be downed. I'm almost surprised they're not just exploding. Obviously, they can't see the other opponent's health, though, to know that. So it's a case where if they could, they would definitely finish this. Look at all that barbed wire as well. The smoke as well is going to be a huge hazard for them here. 16 seconds left. I can't see them winning this.
No, this is a lost hope for Secret. Lems fires his caps out hours just for the sake of firing them, really. So, yeah, this is going to be Rogue taking this first round. And that will be Slash just peeking on in.
Even.
Just Lems helpless in that scenario.
Yeah.
But Rogue off of a good start, especially on an attacker-favored map.
Yeah.
They will take the first defensive round.
You see them looking very confident, happy after winning the first map, 6-2, and then looking pretty strong already on this map, which was their pick. They're going to switch down to Bar instead of dealing with Kitchen, which is not necessarily the most predominant secondary one, but is definitely a very good secondary one as well. We actually saw a lot less Penthouse earlier, so we'll see if Secret are going to play some Penthouse as well on their defense, because obviously that is the preferred bomb site for Rogan, with good reasons. You saw how well they dominated that last round, especially the Maestro play definitely worked out really well for them. This time, though, instead of easily playing the Maestro, it's going to be Geo. They are going to 6th pick over to IQ there for Lackey. See if that works out.
An operator that did get hit pretty heavy by the nurse, lost her grenades, which was pretty big for essentially any operator losing their frag grenades is just never good. You know, we've seen it happen to Capitao, even Thermite way back.
Yeah.
He lost his frag grenades as well. So certainly IQ still brings a lot to the table with her intel gathering, knows exactly where Maestro cameras, Valkyrie cameras, Echo drones specifically. It does help quite a lot on that front, but she's not as strong as what she was with the frag grenades.
Well, in this case, that means Lackey is not available to play that Lion, which I still think was somewhat effective last round, but it definitely was not enough to really like secure any significant kills. So maybe they decided just not worth it. But at the same time, the fact that it wasn't banned is interesting in itself. But of course, I feel like that was because Rogue was spending their bans counter-banning operators rather than trying to ban ones they didn't care about as much or didn't like. Because you saw them do that, for example, last map banning Monty. So as far as their bans go, it's just what they don't want to deal with on this map in terms of specific operators from the other team rather than we just hate this operator. So seems to be working out for them so far.
Yeah, no complaints. No complaints at all. So, Secret. 3 members already up to the rooftop. And a quick drone down in towards that aquarium area. Gets it scouted out, looking for any roamers that may potentially be lurking inside of that room. Yep, just quick clear, in and out. That's all you really need to do. Alem's already taken a bit of damage. That could possibly be from a Maestro camera. That would be the real thing, which I can imagine. Yeah, it is going to be from a Maestro camera outside. What?
No, that's a black guy. I was like, there's no way he made it outside and placed that down.
It's just because I seen Maestro on the camera. That's oh yes, Maestro camera. No.
That would be a very interesting one.
Yeah, I would probably think he would have died if he tried to go for that.
Absolutely. Definitely can't get the far out. But speaking of died, Slash already killing Alems, and that is the soft breacher off the board. An important kill, I think, just because that opens up a lot of pathways, a lot of ways to deny ADSs as well. So, good kill.
So the hatches will get opened up by Stiz. Leon does get a kill onto Easley, who it seems to be that Leon and Easley certainly having a bit of a rivalry here in this map.
Yeah.
Last round, Easley killed Leon. Now Leon gets the return favor. Slash still playing on them blue stairs.
I think he shot his own ADS trying to hit that drone.
Well. So Leon is going to go on his drone as well. C4 gets tossed out from Slash. Didn't catch anything with that beat, but it's going to be a C4 down the side of Rogue as Lackey is going to start moving his way in towards that office area as well.
They might be able to make this round work, but they've already burned up a minute and they haven't gotten a lot of significant progress in terms of map control because Eclipse is still allowed to run around up here. Unfortunately, timing for him does not work out, but at least Brian gets Leon. So that is one shotgun player versus shotgun player as Meepy gets a second one there on the big Brian.
Yeah, 2 kills from upstairs. Slash, look where he is in a very awkward position right in at the back of the Sunrise bar. Geo's not even on bomb site. Blue bar is completely available for Team Secret. If they do get the drones and figure out where they are, they know exactly where Slash is going to be located. I don't know if Slash knows where they are. Flash grenade does get thrown in, does nail Slash, as Lackey will get the easiest kill of the game on to Slash. Geo from a very long angle inside of that main lobby gets the kill onto Meepy, but that's going to be then the intel, essentially all because he died. They know exactly where he is. They can go for the plant. They get the plant successful. Geo now has to go for the retake. As it is going to be Lackey just lying down inside of the blue bar. As Stiz has rotated himself upstairs. A very smart position from Lackey. He knows he just needs to play patient. They have a drone on the diffuser. That's all they need to wait for. As diffuser is going to be located by Geo. A couple of shots come out from Lackey. Stiz has rotated out in towards a single window. As Lackey loses that gunfight against Geo. Stiz, all you have to do is wait. Diffuser is going to start to get hit. But it was the quick bait, and that is going to be enough time for Geo does get the kill.
Does he have enough time?
I don't believe he has enough time to get the diffuser, and Team Secret will get that win. But fair play to Geo getting them kills. Wow.
Yeah.
Great gun skill from Geo.
Definitely a close one. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to finish off. He was just a bit too far off site. At least he had the ACOG to work to his advantage in terms of playing distance. But unfortunately, his first attempt at baiting it didn't work out. If it had, he might have still had enough time to make that defuse, but definitely didn't happen. They're going to try Kitchen, though, deciding bar didn't work so well, and rightly so. I don't think that was their best defense so far. That was definitely a little bit rough in terms of some of their individual players getting picked one by one, leaving them in a tough spot. They did have some good counter picks as well, but I mean, even shooting your own ADSs on the stairs is slowly going to whittle away at your defense. So we'll see how they fare on Kitchen. Should be an interesting one. Easily going to be going back onto that Maestro as he did so well upstairs on Penthouse. So
Leon Kids is going to be on the buck, so that's going to basically scream, yeah, we're going to take VIP and essentially ruin your day with whatever setup you have inside of the kitchen or even the delivery room. The mute is an interesting pickup as well. What do you think that having a mute for this particular bomb site brings to the table?
Well, you're definitely going to be able to deny some drone play. There's a lot of choke points in the bomb sites itself. You see the doorways and things like that. Unless they're going to throw them in the windows or be able to try and chuck them downstairs, it's all individual little doorways you can put in. Not to mention the drone hole can be denied as well. Now, they may have some strategies in terms of being able to hold on some of the walls, like, for example, the wall Geo's reinforcing right now as well. It will help with that and make it so that they're unable to open those with the X-Kairos, as well as maybe the entire kitchen wall if they want to go so far as denying that. Some teams want to open that up, take advantage of the shotguns and play that from there as well. It looks like they haven't really committed to reinforcing it. So I imagine it's going to be a mix of denying some particular walls as well as drones. Now, of course, you can only deny drones for so long, so that's not going to be like a huge game-changing strategy, but that can help slow down the attack quite a bit. And, of course, if you can play time, you might as well take advantage of whatever you can. Slash going out for a cheeky round does get a nice kill into Leon, and that was absolutely worth it. That is why you definitely want to have IQ, but you also want to ban Valkyrie on this map because we have seen that happen quite often from teams. So nicely done by Slash. That is going to put them in a huge advantage in this map, especially against a player like Leon.
That's a big operator kill as well. That's going to be a Buck who is so crucial for this particular bomb site for the attacking team as he can walk his way into VIP, open up majority of that floor, opens up the majority of that kitchen area, doesn't let any anchors play inside of the kitchen, so that forces them all in towards a choke point, in towards the delivery room. So losing that operator very early on is going to hinder Team Secret quite a lot, and now they're going to have to change their complete game strategy.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have to rethink this because, like you said, they can't open up as much of the floor the same way. They can potentially use the breach charges if LM's brought them to be able to open up some of the floor, as well as if he wants to use some of his lifelines. But that is a big utility to use on that. You really don't want to open up the floor with lifelines unless you've got a very important spot to use them on. Breach charges, however, they're disposable. So you could do that. We do see a lot of people die, though, when they're trying to open the floor in VIP, as it is risky. So Leon might have even died doing that, as we've seen that happen a lot to Pengu, for example. So it is a risky thing, but maybe actually going to be on this Capitao, trying to take control here from the other side. He's going to be able to use those firebolts to help control some of those corners potentially, if they're trying to get into especially the bathroom once they can take control. And Alems is peeking it, so they just need to take care of this barbed wire if they haven't already. Hard to see from there. If it looks like it might still be intact. Yep, he's definitely going to put some pressure on Brian, though.
Looking at where Rogue is going to be located, two of them inside of the B bomb site is completely clear, but the retake is going to come out from Geo and Eclipse, as they are going to be located inside of the reception and also off that courtyard area. Alems does get the kill on the Brian, but Easily and Eclipse does get the refrag. Stiz gets the kill onto Easily, so it is going to be a 2 versus 1 as Eclipse did get the kill onto Stiz. Very nice shot from him. Might be last man alive. Claymore going to go down for a little bit of reassurance. The bomb is going to be right in the middle of that room, but it is going to be Eclipse swinging round, and Meatbee will follow. Great clutch from Eclipse. Great retake from Rogue. Excellent round from them.
I got to credit, of course, that early peek out from Slash, just giving them that one-man manpower advantage on that take. It was a nice plant, though, by Team Secret. Managing to get in there and get that plant down with so many people defending the site still was an achievement, especially sneaking through that smoke the way they did. But nonetheless, unfortunately, they just could not guard the diffuser afterwards with the lack of manpower. So it was worth a try. It was a valiant effort, but now that means they've been successful on both Penthouse and Kitchen. It's really just been Bar that was the struggle. They may go back there again, but very unlikely since they don't have to in this situation. They can go Penthouse. And then, well, no, I guess they would have to go to Bar or Hookah. So we'll see.
Yes, certainly potential as well, but every bomb site's viable. That's the thing about Coastline. There's no bomb site that you just say, no, we're not going anywhere near that bomb site. That's it's just something that Coastline brings to the table. You could also say the same that maps such as Consulate brings that same variety. Even Bank we've seen in the past, every bomb site can be viable as well, which is certainly something that I would say that the meta is shifting towards where we're seeing these maps with all these different bomb sites being played because they are forced to play other bomb sites because of the new format.
I would say that outside of Oregon, that's been a very positive thing for Oregon, though, as we've seen, it's been a bit of a struggle sometimes, but we saw some successful kitchen defenses earlier, so it's definitely doable. Nonetheless, though, as you said, there are 4 viable bomb sites on this map, so defense is not a terrible place to start, but it is attacker-sided, so while they are all viable, that doesn't mean they're easy to win. And also, so far, this has been a pretty good achievement by Rogue, although they did lose that bar defense, so we'll see if they want to go back there or if they want to go to Hookah, if they even have to, depending on whether or not they can win Penthouse a second time. They won it pretty convincingly that first round, though, I would say. So it's up to Secret to try and adapt to what they saw and try and make some changes. There are still some technical timeouts, or tactical timeouts to be used if one of these teams gets too far behind in this map to really rethink what they're doing. But in the meantime, it's only round 4, so still plenty of time to think about and try different things. Leon actually deciding to drone before he does the usual buck thing and open up the top of that bathroom. He's actually going to drone it first, which is the smart thing to do. As you see, they could have gone for some kind of utility up through there. Of course, he doesn't have a C4, but nonetheless, the grenade going to try and flush him out just a bit. And he's waiting on the timing to open this up.
Yeah, that grenade does get rid of the barbed wire inside of that corridor as well, which does allow then players like Stiz to move in towards that Hall of Fame a lot more easier. Slash is still going to be inside of that B bomb site along with Geo. Slash playing very, very aggressive for a smoke. This isn't a position that we typically see a smoke play outside of, for example, Pengu would be the guy that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Currently, at the moment, FaZe have just gone 7-6 up against Orglis, so what a game from them. Quick update from Rainbow 6 Bravo over on our stream B if you want to go ahead and catch that game as well. I believe it is Wilkie and Kix casting that game at the moment, so that has went into its second map at the moment. But of course, if you want to stay with us here inside of the Team Secret and Rogue, by all means, do stick with us.
Oh, the shotgun play from Slash, almost getting 2. He's ready to get another one.
Big kills from Slash. Equally, Geo goes to the quick run. It gets rid of the hard destructor as Stiz will fall. Meatbee as well is going to be here on the window. Almost needs to seem Fiat. Slash does go for the jump. Gets the kill onto Meatbee. Leon and Lackey, last 2 members up from Secret. They're going to be in no position to get the refrag on the Slash. Ooh. And easily he's going to be in the same position he was last time. Just falls back, playing very smart. The damage has been done.
Yeah. Time is running short for them with only 2 people left. This is hard to push even with 40 seconds left. Those Evil Eyes are doing some work here.
Pesky little things, those Evil Eyes is just going to annoy the living daylights out of Leon. He's had enough. He's so angry. Eclipse does finish off Lackey and does get a double kill for himself as Leon will fall. A flawless defense from Rogue. They're looking pretty strong here at the moment, Devin.
You could see the intensity from Slash, just playing that shotgun in that window so aggressively. Even going for he almost went for a jump out earlier even. He was just ready to just slaughter them on that window. Surprisingly, they just kept pushing it. Nonetheless, so they are going to try blue for their final one here rather than switch over to Hookah. So this is where maybe we'll see Secret get a second round here, but so far it's not looking good. We may even have a tactical pause here. Not sure yet.
Yeah.
It looks like there is some discussion coming out. Might be coming from... it looks like Rogue are taking the tactical timeout. Even though they're ahead right now, they're going to try and secure that victory. This is the map, or the bomb site they had the most trouble on, so this could be Ranger deciding, you know what, guys, I realize what we need to do different, so we can close this out in a huge 4-1 advantage into the next half, and I think that's a smart call. I mean, they're not going to need it because they're down necessarily unless they really lose a whole bunch of rounds on their attack. But as we said earlier, this is attacker-sided, so in theory, coming in with a 4-1 would be very strong on this map.
Especially whenever a team like Team Secret, they have so much comeback potential. They have the momentum. Whenever they build up the confidence in themselves, whenever they start working together as a team, they start getting them kills. They look unstoppable. We've said that the past about Secret. Just look, for example, Valencia. Look what they did to that. They just steamrolled it. They had momentum. They beat G2 for goodness sake.
I feel like part of the problem here is that Leon, for example, is getting shut down pretty early a lot of times in these rounds, and obviously that run out was definitely one of them. But nonetheless, I think the early shutdown of some of the key players is really stunting their ability to attack here because they're forced to fight with a lot less people than they want to be. And even when they're just down one man, it seems to be the most important one half the time. And I think that's just giving Rogue all the map control. This looks similar to what we saw in Villa in terms of Rogue seem to dominate the map. They seem to be able to roam the way they want, play the way they want, keep control of the rooms that they want. You see the utility from the Evil Eyes, for example, helping keep control of those spots as well as Valkyrie cameras. It's just been Rogue doing what they want to do most of the time on the maps and not always working. But it's seeming like Secret really need to figure out what's not working for them, because it's clearly the case here. A little 6th pick there over to Pulse, interestingly enough, and a Blackbeard coming out from Leon, who doesn't want to play Buck this time. And unfortunately, Buck is a good one for this bomb site, but they do know that it's probably going to be Bar, and so he's going to change it to play some of those windows potentially.
I don't think I've ever seen Leon play Blackbeard ever. It's just not an operator which I would say fits his playstyle as a more of a run and gun kind of guy. An operator like Buck certainly does suit him, but if it's not working for him, then possibly he got given the call by Helby or Meatby saying, no, we want you on this. You're not doing what we want you to do. Like, this is Leon Gids, and he's 1-4 from one of the guys who I believe is 2nd top fragger in the U.
Not even any assists. It's unfortunate. And that's what I mean. Like, him getting shut down early is definitely hurting. Unfortunately, I don't know. I'm assuming that was the right throw from Slash. He wasn't trying to get it on the roof or anything, but again, they're having all this extra utility from the Evil Eyes, the Black Eyes, the Pulse this time as well from Geo. They're obviously wanting to counterplay a bit more upstairs. They're reinforcing hatches as usual, but then the ability to play like with the C4, because they're going to have the extra cameras and the heartbeat sensor, means they really want to C4 correctly on any pressure from upstairs. In this case, though, they won't have a Buck to do it against, but the Lion of Lackey is back. So that could be a bit of a problem for the roamers of Eclipse up here, especially. Could get trapped in this room if he doesn't play it smart, but I like the little tap holes he set up along the wall in theater there, just in case he needs to pressure someone from the stair side.
So a very spread out attack coming out from Secret. We see some of them over towards the hookah area. We see some of them over, even Leon is way over beside the double window at Penthouse. Lambs has got himself inside off that billiards as well, trying to put some pressure on anybody who may be inside off the hookah. It's not going to be the case. It's only going to be Eclipse and Slash upstairs inside off the theater area and also the corridor. We see the intel coming out from Geo on that Pulse. This is where Pulse does excel with this intel gathering, and certainly whenever, as a roamer specifically, if you're getting fed intel where everybody is, it makes you just play so much better and feel a lot more safer. Geo, that's going to cost you, because
so close.
Lamb's just going to walk away from that.
That would have worked too.
He's actually going to hold the angle, and I think this may be a kill for Geo as it misses. That hit the wrong part off the floor that Geo was looking for at that stage. Lambs is very, very lucky to get away from that.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be trying to use that hold now to his advantage. Probably not going to get anyone off it, but Leon has already taken a quarter of his health and damage. So it is not looking great for him despite the operator change. But yeah, that was an unfortunate miss C4. They still have extra C4 though. Slash not only has the help from Geo, but also has his own set of cameras to work with. So between all that, they should be able to get some action going. But surprisingly, he's in the courtyard of all places. They are trying to be able to guard their position here in hookah as they have taken it, as well as Claymore at the stairs as well. So it's going to be somewhat down to Eclipse to get that nice flank upstairs, as they have not spent the time to clear him out, and it's only 55 seconds left.
Still a good bit of time for Secret to work with. This is where they're going to start baiting out these smoke range. Geo gets the kill on TLMs. He finally got his kill on to that Sophia from that quick peek from the blue. Brian does get down by Leon, but automatically Geo does get the refrag. Slash gets Stiz as he does walk in and easily from the flank kills Lackey, who had no idea that's where he was going to come from. Meatby into a 1 versus 3 as he gets the kill onto easily. Gets a double kill. Slash will fall. Geo, look where he is, playing very close in towards the bar area. Possibly one of the hardest gunfights an attacker can play against a defender, as he is just going to slow things down. 15 seconds on the clock. Constant tag as well came out. Eclipse upstairs does have also that vertical play he can use. He's going to drop right below me. He missed the shots. Still missed the shots. Has 5 seconds to go.
There we
get
go.
The pistol kill onto Meatby, and Rogue do secure that round.
Well, we're seeing an exact mirror. Last time when we went into the halfway point, it was 1-4 from the defense of Rogue. So we're seeing, when it comes to defense, you definitely don't want to let them get defense on maps they're good on, because they swing into these second halves with so much of an advantage. And honestly, in a situation where we expect to see 3 maps, it's looking dangerously close to a 2-0 against Secret here.
I may want to start thinking about buttoning up this secret jersey.
Yeah, you might want to consider a change of clothes there.
Do we have a rogue jersey in the house?
Might be a bit early to have done that. However, that is not over just yet.
No, you always have to have faith.
Absolutely. If anyone's going to take this back, Secret could be the team to do it. But as you mentioned earlier, sometimes they play a bit off their momentum, and they have yet to get any of that, and they didn't get it last map either.
This is probably the weakest Secret side I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
This, like, even dating way back to their Challenger League days, this is just a completely different Team Secret to what we've seen Powerhouse of Valencia, even Powerhouse, some of the Pro League as well. Some of their losses have only included G2, really. That was probably one of their biggest hits that they had, was against G2 a couple of weeks ago as well. You know, they had a really good form in Pro League. They beat Vitality in the last week, which was a big win, especially with the way Vitality are playing at the moment.
Here's the thing, though, about winning so often means you're showing a lot of working strats, which gives a lot for Ranger to chew on. So you do have to consider the downsides. I know, of course, you're not going to use all the same strats necessarily, but you're going to show a lot of your hand in doing so. I mean, not that you should like throw matches or, you know, lose them on purpose, obviously not show things, but in the case where you win so much, you know, I mean, Rogue have not had the same success that Team Secret have this season, so we'll see though if they can make up for it here. They're going to start Hookah first for Team Secret, which is a bomb site that Rogue did not touch at all, so they're going to be playing things a bit differently. They're also going to be playing with a mute upstairs here. So we'll see if they're able to do some good denial. Leon actually could be going for this run out here, it looks like. Either that or he just is really gasping for fresh air and feeling a bit claustrophobic. No, he's actually going to hang out just far enough out to be able to see, but not to get spotted. I like the idea there. Unfortunately, not getting anything out of it just yet. But hey, it didn't cost him anything either, so take what you can get.
Certainly one of the more common run-out spots that we see in Coastline, and also I would say the single window as well.
Yeah. But I like the small hole.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Doesn't open a hole. I mean, he did eventually open the whole door, but it's definitely a funny way to do it. Unfortunately, the run out there, punished by Slash. That time, unfortunately, Slash misses too many of the other shots, though, hits the railing. But either way, getting the kill onto Leon again early is shutting down one of their strong fraggers, and that's a lot of goo mines that are not going to get placed now, except for on his tombstone.
So there's no room game at all from Secret.
Nope,
none at all.
I'm sure they thought about it for a minute, but it's already getting shut down potentially. Nice use of the Capital Bolt there. Unfortunately, doesn't lead to an actual kill, but Lion coming out from Rogue as well. There's a BB forced off, but he gets the kill out of it.
What? But does get refragged by Eclipse, and also Lackey gets killed by Easily as well. I believe he was inside of that Billodrome, does get killed from the window by Easily. So a 4 versus 2 in favor of Rogue. They still have all this utility with their flash canisters, with Eclipse, and also the Lion as well. So much utility that Rogue can start throwing on these final two members of Secret. The two Frenchies, Lambs and Stiz, are going to be the last two guys up.
Well, they still have C4 potentially and still have some smoke canisters. So they have utility on their side as well, but the C4 is not going to be as useful if they cannot find the intel to get the angles. And the Mute Jammers are at least denying some intel from the attackers. But there's a second E1D coming out along with Candela's.
Geo is going to push in with his Yanks, gets the kill onto Lambs, but Stiz from below does get the kill onto Eclipse, but that's going to alert Geo where he is going to be located, as Geo all he has to do is hold the angle. Plant is going to go down, but Stiz wins that gunfight against Geo. Easily is going to be watching the stairs. There's only going to be one place area, but Stiz actually managed to vault his way in towards the hookah area. Has a couple of holes here to work with, but Brian and also Easily have fell away from the pool table and have located themselves in towards the hookah balcony and also the aquarium balcony, and that will be Brian gets the kill on the Stiz, and Rogue are 1 round away from taking this series against Team Secret.
Well, that was definitely a risky plant spot to make, standing up on that pool table, but it absolutely paid off because it put it the last player of Team Secret in a position where, like, good luck defusing that. We can pretty much hang pretty far back, and you have to expose yourself quite a bit, and he was not going to get those last kills, let's be honest. But we might have a tactical timeout here, of course, coming out from Secret because, well, now's the time to use it. So we'll see if that ends up being the case because we do have a pause here. This could be the very last round here from Secret because... Yep, that's the case confirmed. It is a tactical timeout from Team Secret. This is where they need to put on every thinking cap they have right now. The whole hat rack's worth, because look at the pondering coming out. Just trying to figure out, why are we losing this? How did we get so destroyed on our map? And now on a map we know we're good at, we're also getting torn apart. What are we doing? So it is time time for serious discussion and concentration from these guys. But that can sometimes backfire if you get a little too... It's not like a tilt, but it's also like a tightness that you get to your play. Looseness can really help sometimes in terms of being focused and flexible. That flow state that some players talk about. You're going to lose that. And like a Ranger, surprisingly not smiling. He's definitely like wanting to see this closed out here. That's almost kind of a little bit of concern for their the tactical timeout maybe working in favor of Team Secret, so they just want to keep that focus.
Yeah, Rogue have a free rounds against Secret at DreamHack Valencia. They don't want that happening again. That's why they're very still serious. They know job's not finished. They're far from finished at this stage. They still have one long slug of a round to go through.
Yep.
But certainly Rogue have this this headway, and all they need is one more round against Secret, and they're going to be on the attack. And like we said, Coastline. Very, very heavy attack favored.
Yeah. And we are going to see that 6th pick again from Geo the same way over to Ying, which will be potentially pretty useful on bar here if they can manage to get into a position where they can throw those Candelas safely. There is a Jaeger, of course, to help deny that, but they can do quite a bit against that. And of course, they have the Captau as well, which doesn't even have to deal with those ADSs and can be very useful at getting anyone out behind that bar. Potentially even, I think the angle might even work from the window that is across from it, so, or like diagonal across from it. So they have a pretty good lineup for attacking this, assuming they can get the control that they want. But there are going to be some cameras around, and they have nothing to spot those. So assuming those get placed correctly by Lackey. We do have Brian bringing the Lion again, which was, I think, fairly effective last round. Maybe a little bit more effective for Brian than it was for Lackey. But Leon trying to at least punish / nicely played there. A great early kill by him playing on Pulse, surprisingly this time. And that is finally something in Team Secret's favor here. Maybe a tactical timeout working here, deciding that they needed to play maybe a bit more aggressive against Rogue.
Yeah, certainly a viable strategy that you can switch to. Try and catch your opponent by surprise.
Yeah.
Do something that they're not going to expect you to do. I'm sure that Rogue aren't expecting the same kind of aggression that Secret may bring, just in the way they've played recently. I would say go back 2 months. Yeah, certainly Secret brought a lot of aggression coming in with Blitz, for example. Leon did play so much.
It's something they've lacked, I'd say, so far today, because I feel like they're on the back foot and they're not comfortable. You saw Turtle, they were playing upstairs, for example, too. So we'll see, though, how it works on this particular bomb site. They're able to open up a lot of angles thanks to Easily X-Kairos, and that's going to help them be able to fight that room a bit better. But now they've got to rotate, potentially deal with any rovers. As I say, there is definitely one near the kitchen. As shots come out through the window right just in time for him to escape from that. And a lot of intel coming out here from Leon, so he's staying alive, definitely working out for him this round.
Yeah, certainly is. This is where Leon can just gather all this intel, all of this information for his teammates. Geo is going to get some drones in, looking to where he could possibly find a weak point inside of this Secret defense, and then use and abuse it with the Candelas, which is going to be the case. He's going to go for it. Smokecaster does get pulled out as the Goom Mine does get stuck inside him, but that doesn't matter as Meatby does fall. ADS stops that ball, the quick shot as Lackey does fall. Stiz does get the deagle kill. Actually, it's not going to be a deagle kill, just his secondary pistol as Leon gets a kill as well onto Geo and the Lambs. Does manage to find the last kill. What an explosive round there.
I feel like that early kill on Slash definitely helped that round because they lacked the manpower despite Geo's very aggressive Ying push that actually worked to get 2 kills. I'm almost surprised he wasn't able to turn it into more, but that was a very risky play. Not only can you see he's running through the smoke, taking a bit of damage, he's entering to the middle of a room. He's not entering, you know, to a side spot or a hallway or some little tight position. He's running straight to the middle and hoping to catch them where they are, but potentially without all the intel on the spots. But nonetheless, they did have the line as well to help with that. But that is only 2 rounds, and that's all they got on last map as well. So this could be 2 6-2s in a row. But at least Leon has the elite skin, so there's a little bit of luck on his side playing on that duck if he sticks on it.
Yeah, the Trench Medic.
I wonder if on the, I'm not sure on this, on the reveal whether it shows the elite skins or not. I would imagine it does to them. Obviously, we see it, but I'm just kind of curious if that...
sure, it probably does. Well, you know, it's a dock anyway, so...
yeah, no, it's definitely, I don't know, just the side bit.
It's going to be a beat, as he is going to go for the 6th
I had a
pick.
feeling.
Geo is going to go back on that Ying as well, which helped
it worked well.
a lot. It helped, it certainly just got him that main push in. Didn't help in the long run, as Secret still did win that round, but nonetheless it did show the aggression that Rogue can perform, especially Geo, who's been performing very well on Coastline, I would say.
Yeah.
Certainly a Geo kind of map. talking about the Doc, 6 pick onto the Bandit as well. And Gio, 10 kills. That's nobody on Team Secret is even close to that number.
2 per round for their winning rounds at least. Well, definitely doing well there. We'll see, though, if that 6th pick to Bandit. That was a last-minute 6th pick, which makes me think they weren't exactly sure who to 6th pick to. A little bit of a last-minute decision, but, you know, 6th picking or playing over to the Pulse last time for Leon definitely worked out. So maybe making some changes on what Leon's doing is a factor there. Obviously, he got an early pick last time onto Slash, and that was a big factor here. So is he going to play sort of the typical corner, or at least set it up to be able to play it later? But he's not reinforcing the wall. I mean, that's not the bomb site, but he's not going to reinforce any of it to help set it up. He has already used 1 impact nade, though. Still just trying to get himself into just the right position. Lackey has gotten his cameras up, which is good because, of course, the round has started. And they are just switching who has the diffuser, which means they might have made a little bit of a last-minute, you know, misplay in terms of picking who has it. But they are already storming right on into Bar to push onto Kitchen here, which is the bomb site. Now, of course, that door was closed, but that kind of helps them know that this stays clear to an extent because no one can rotate in at the last second on them.
We do have 2 members of Secret playing upstairs. It is going to be Leon and Stiz playing in and about that master bedroom area, trying to more or less deny more of the VIP side of things. Don't let anybody from Rogue try and get in there, start messing up the floor. But Rogue are more or less trying to push in towards the sunrise and work their way in towards the kitchen, potentially just Ying through the single window in kitchen and try and push it that way, which we do see Gio set up for a potential window or even a potential service entrance push as well, so that could be another option that we could see. I do know that Eclipse is starting to rotate his way in towards that security room as well, so it gets him set up for the flank coverage, which may come down from the roamers up top, down for the main stairs, so good coverage of Eclipse being put on that room is certainly going to help Rogue in the long run of things, but still half the round, they've got themselves in position. Can they start to execute this push? Yeah,
no kills yet or even damage on either team. Here's some shots going out. There might be getting some fights here in just a moment. They are going to start opening up a bit more. But as you said, they've got to deal with the roamers upstairs or not. And that's the case where they're going to have to get set up in some positions here. They still have a lot of drones left alive, which is good for them on this attack in terms of intel. But a lot of doors got barricaded from the defense. They wanted to set up the ability to at least have some idea when Rogue's push is coming. They're going to at least spot 1 in lobby, but not push it just yet. That might be where we see Ying push it from the outside. But as you mentioned, Eclipse up here trying to do some down here trying to do some roamer control. It's just going to find the head, but it is traded, at least, well, reverse traded there onto Gio. And that means those Candles, while they did help get that kill, cost him his life.
4 versus 4, 45 seconds to go. Rogue are still in position for this push. They've lost Gio, so the big Ying, their main pushing force, is going to be down. Eclipse is still full health, waiting here inside of the main lobby. Still has all of his utility as well. He didn't even get to use his breaching charges upstairs because that wasn't the push that Rogue decided to go for. Lems and Meatby are going to be the only 2 guys on site. Meatby inside A, and also Lems inside of the B bomb site. Still 2 members of the Rome game upstairs. Stiz and Leon still working their way upstairs. E1D will get put out, and I'm sure the charges from Sophia will also be used. As Stiz from above gets the kill onto Brian. Slash will refrag as the Lambs gets the kill onto Eclipse, and Leon gets the Bandit battery charge. I'm sure Slash was probably down from that and walked into it, as easily is going to be all out of time. And Secret with 2 rounds on the bounce. Comeback?
Yeah, it's definitely well, at least it's more rounds than they got on Villa, so there is that. And it is so far been very defensive-sided in the sense that we saw 1 attack round win last half, and we're seeing 1 so far, although it is a little bit of a struggle of a comeback, but it does bode well for the momentum you were talking about earlier. They did have their tactical timeout, and that has, of course, turned into 2 round wins since then, so maybe that helped out. They've got that momentum. Now, they are going to go back to Hookah, so we'll see how they fare on this. This is the one site that they've lost so far. So this is where we could see them get torn apart again, or they could finally find their groove, make the adjustments they need to. Leon going to be back on that pulse again, so they're going to have to be careful about those runouts once more. Although that could be Meepy to do those. We had seen previously Slash doing that with his Black Eyes. Gio actually going to 6-pick again over to the same operator, but from a different one, so I'm not sure that that bait is necessarily working, but at the same time, you don't see who's switching what, so it's a case where they might not necessarily know. Playing those subtle mind games.
So the Hookah Lounge and Billards, it's been a bit of a hit or miss for most teams currently. I would say it is probably the weaker bomb site out of the 4. Last time Secret had a very hard time putting a bit of progress into this particular bomb site, mostly because they had no roam presence whatsoever. They just allowed Rogue to do what they want and take what they want, and that's exactly what Rogue did.
Well,
they tried to control Aquarium, but there was just too much utility for Rogue.
Yeah, and it's definitely a case of like seeing them play more aggressive, I think, is really helping. And so if they play more aggressive on it this time, as you said, instead of turtling, I think they might be able to get a bit more progress, might be able to potentially claw back another round, but it's still going to be a hard fight just to get to overtime at this point. And this is not just the first map. This is the one that if they lose, they are done with this match altogether. And that's not a good place to be. You at least want to get to a third map if you're a team like Team Secret, who should be able to.
So, Secret setting up pretty much kind of the same way that they did last time. I believe the only real switch was, I don't think they had the Maestro cameras last time, so provides more intel. Maybe was actually playing the Jaeger, so they're down ADSs, but then they have the use of the Valkyrie cameras, which also can help.
Yeah, but the ADSs were going to be something that was going to help stop both Eclipse and Geo. I mean, Slash, it wouldn't matter, but still, now they have a lot more ability to get past some of the defenses, so hopefully that Maestro camera is worth it for them. Leon is going to try and get some intel, but he's getting droned in the process, so they have some idea what's going on. They should be able to call it out so they can try counter, but no, they get peeked instead. Eclipse almost dies in the process.
You did see also 2 drops coming out as Eclipse dropped, and also did a slash as Leon gets the double kill. The C4 through the wall gets Eclipse, and the quick headshot does drop Slash. So a great start for Team Secret, exactly what we're looking for from a guy like Leon Gidge. This is something that Rogue don't want, is this morale coming into this young player, this guy who has immense gun skill, the game knowledge. Everything about Leon can set him up to be possibly one of the best players, but he still has a long way to go.
Not to mention, they've also lost the diffuser now, and this is a position where they have a huge advantage in this round to potentially take it to 4-5. Now, of course, that still doesn't save it and put it in overtime yet, but that is definitely a good position to be in. Leon, when he doesn't die early, like I said, he is able to be very effective. Now he's got some support from Meepy as well. It's going to be hard to get that diffuser back.
Brian is going to be inside of the luggage corridor, and he's using the E1D, not the best already using one of them. The quick rotate coming out from Leon. I believe they did jump out the double window, both of them, and rotate in towards the service entrance. So they have given up that diffuser. So this is going to be an easy pickup for Rogue, but Rogue are still going to be cautious that possibly somebody may be watching that diffuser. As you do see Brian droning it all out, so they don't have to put any manpower as they still have a drone left over. But a minute to go, not looking too good for Rogue. They don't even have diffuser, and Easily is already trying to push in towards the bomb site.
Geo was on low health, but now he's on no health, and it is now a 2v5. If this is a comeback from Rogue, it's not happening anytime soon. It's definitely a tough position to be. They have just one E1D left as well. Now it's going to get popped. At least Easily trading one back here onto Leon.
30 seconds on the clock. Brian is going to start pushing in. He did pick up that diffuser, and he gets the kill onto Lackey. As shots do come out from that LMG, as Stiz does shut down Easily. Brian gets himself another kill as the Lambs will fall, sees the smoke and does shut down Stiz. So a 1 versus 1, Brian versus Meepy. How has this happened? A 4v2 has ended up into a 1 versus 1, but from below, Meepy still has the C4, and Brian has actually stopped the plant. He could have got that plant down. So this is where the intel's going to be fed, and he is going to get tagged. And Meepy essentially should be able to win this round, but he's actually going to deagle it up first and then potentially try and throw the C4 as it will get tossed out. Does he manage to land it? He does! Meepy gets the clutch. What a play from Meepy. We talk about his game sense. That just shows how smart this guy is.
That was such a close play. The attempted bait out from time and time again, just not working out. That was so close. Had he stuck that one plant, like you said, might have been able to make it, but you just did not have the intel to make that kind of call. And it was a fantastic clutch attempt. He must have at least gotten a 3 or 4K that round to bring it back to that point. But either way, back to bar we go. Another one that has worked for them. So far, Hookah was the only one that attacked one, and now they have lost it the second time around. So this puts a good position to potentially get into overtime here as we go back to bar. For Secret, this is a potential for a comeback, maybe even to a map 3 at the rate things are going here. As you said, that momentum, once they get it, tends to work. But so far, this has been just very, very defensive-sided map. We've only seen 2 attack round wins so far, and we've been through 9 rounds.
So Secret, they do get a chance at the blue bar, and Sunrise, the last time they did defend this, so that's always going to be looking good going into this bomb site. They've done it before. Can Rogue change anything up? They're going for the same exact lineup. Look at Leon. A couple of rounds ago, we seen him on 1 kill. Now he is on 8.
Done a bit to make up for the previous rounds, and I think he's doing a little bit better on defense than he was on offense. And it seems to also be like they're making some change-ups to what he's playing and how he's playing, and I think those were the right calls because he's definitely doing much better. It's obviously not all the Leon show, but we've seen some great plays from the rest of the players as well. Meepy had some great plays last round especially. So it's been, I'd say, a pretty good comeback overall for Secret, but they've got to come back one more round just to even get to overtime here because, of course, one single round win here by Rogue is enough to shut it out for the rest here. So they're going to have to come back hard. Now, we could see a similar push from Geo again with that Ying to try and push into the actual bar if he's able to get to a position that works. It worked surprisingly well last time, but they're going to be a little bit more prepared for it this time.
So Rogue, they do have the same utility with the Sophia, Lion, all the good stuff that they need. Leon, exact same position we've seen him in last time, feeding this intel with the pulse. And he's actually going for the run out, sees it, goes for the drone, goes for the C4 kill, and does land that kill onto Aisley. Just that little glimpse that Leon threw. He went for the drone, and he got that kill. What an early lead, hard destructor off the board for Rogue. Team Secret bringing this aggression that we knew they needed to go for. That team talk certainly did work.
Yeah, absolutely. Hell, we must have really inspired them to an extent here because they seem to be playing much more aggressive, much more with confidence. As you said, that momentum and motivation really paying off here, and that was a great play by Leon. Pulse definitely seems to be an operator he's being very, very effective on overall. That is only one player down, but as you said, it's a hard destructor, and then a nice play by Stizzy there having that goo mine. Now, they are going to start to use some of those breach charges they had to at least open up some on the floor. They don't have a buck or anything else with the shotgun to be able to open those up. But they still have a ton of utility to make this attack where they are going to pop an EE1D a bit early. But without the ability to open up some additional angles into the bar, this is going to be a much tougher fight to come in through that doorway. And there we go, the punish. What? Leon, are you going to ace this at this point?
I have to do it. Leon Gids isn't so great.
Yeah.
Get it spam, chat. Get it spammed.
He almost shoots his teammate there. I think he was considering it, Meepy getting in the way a little bit. But Meepy steals the ace from him, and Alem's taking it to overtime here. Fantastic plays. Now we'll see who gets what side, because whoever gets defense here, obviously in the advantage going into overtime.
Certainly is, but does it really matter the way Secret are playing? Look at this momentum that they've just pulled back. This is the one thing that Rogue were scared of, and it's happened.
Yeah, exactly like you talked about with Valencia, where they had a huge lead and then lost it. And this is like something they have trouble coming back from. Are we really going to see this lineup come out from Rogue? Is that teasing the 6th pick that we're going to see on the Kitchen? Now, as I said, huge advantage over to whoever gets defense because we've seen 8 defensive wins so far. So
I believe that we're going to be seeing the Blitz being stuck. I don't know what it is. I do believe we're going to see the Blitz because more than likely Gio's going to 6th pick onto the Ying like we've seen him do
quite possibly
every single round.
Nope, Eclipse is going to do that 6th pick onto the Finka, so.
Okay, now this is a strategy which we have not seen Rogue do. This is the complete mix-up. Even looking at the way they played Villa, this is not the operator lineup that they were used to taking. Whenever I see this screams, yeah, we're going to rush plant you.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if they manage to make that work, though. This is a bomb site that may work or it may not. There's 2 different ways to approach it. They don't have the Ying this time, so it's going to be down to Slash to be kind of the spearhead of that push. And Gio actually sticking on a Blackbeard for the first time may or may not help with this because they didn't necessarily know what bomb site it was going to be. For Team Secret, their primary had been Hookah, so the fact that they went Kitchen instead, which was their 3rd before, is definitely going to throw Rogue off in terms of predicting that. May not throw off their attack, hard to say, but their strat that they went for was obviously a very defined rush or push heavy strat, which just may have been set up for Hookah.
So we are going to be seeing a bit of a roam game once again from Secret, as it is going to be Leon and also Stiz upstairs. So we've seen them play it previously where they wanted to try and shut down that master bedroom VIP area. Just enables them to have that full control. We actually did see Stiz get a kill from that last time from above, so it certainly does help in the long run of things. But will Rogue decide to, we have this pushing power with the Blitz. Let's just go ahead and clear out these guys. We even have a Blackbeard to put in the double window inside of the penthouse, so a lot of options here for Rogue that they can go for. And it may be a possibility as Slash is looking to push his way in towards Hookah, and he's actually going to draw himself in.
Yeah, that's definitely something that is dangerous to do to an extent, but he's in a spot that's not terribly unsafe. Geo actually going to set up a flank drone as well to make sure they can control VIP. So they're definitely looking for map control before they go for that aggressive push. Slash already hoofing on in. His control does find one. There's the pulse, easily downed by Slash. And that's a good initial kill for them because obviously Leon has been a huge problem. So this already gives Rogue an advantage based off of what we've seen so far.
But Stiz is going to be stuck inside of that wardrobe. If you did not know, you can actually push your way in from, you can actually crawl your way in just punching the bottom bit of the wardrobe. So he's essentially trapped in a box. And if he gets found, he's a dead man.
He's trying to get to Narnia, and it's not looking like it's going to happen anytime soon. But that is definitely going to be an interesting surprise when that happens, when the jack comes out of the box.
Yeah, definitely a jack in the box, a Stiz in the box, we'll call it. So certainly a very peculiar position Stiz has ended himself in. Eclipse is still going to be upstairs, and he's actually going to be in his drone upstairs as well, so this could possibly be where Stiz could take advantage of this, but he's just going to take his time. He doesn't need to rush anything at the moment, as he actually has crawled out of his hiding hole, and Eclipse is going to get caught by surprise. What a play from Stiz. So all the members of Rogue are going to either have to just try and push the bomb site, which they're going to do a Slash push in, but the smoke canister does take him out, or either they're going to have to try and hunt Stiz. Lackey gets the kill easily. Stiz wins that gunfight against Brian. How does he do that? And last one up will be Geo, the Blackbeard inside of the Sunrise bar. He is going to try and push his way in towards the A site, and he is going to get met with Meepy, with Stiz, with Williams, with everybody ready for this Blackbeard. Big, massive hole. He does catch Meepy by surprise, and he does get the double kill as the lambs will fall, but Lackey does finish things up. And for the first time inside this series, Team Secret will be at the front foot, 6 rounds to 5.
Now keep in mind, of course, even if they manage to eke out a win here, still got to go one more map.
Yes, and that's going to be, again, the momentum and the real endurance of both these teams is where that's going to start taking in shape. Playing a best of 3, especially whenever one of your maps does go the full distance, that starts to put a bit of toll on you. It starts to, you know, you're sitting there playing the game for a straight 2 hours. That's a very long time constantly with this constant, I have to be concentrated, focused the whole time. That's going to be pretty big, and especially with no food as well for those guys as well, that's going to have to be a bit of a toll. You know, if you're sitting at home, casual gaming, oh yeah, I'm hungry, let's go get something to eat, and then I'll go back into another game. You can't do this here.
Well, if they get to a third map, they will have a very short break to refresh themselves, but yeah, that is a short one indeed. Now, Rogue are going to go back to the bomb site that was their primary. We're going to see a 6-pick to a Thermite, interestingly, from Stizzy. So that should be fun, and then a Maestro coming out as well, so interesting to see these change-ups here. Now, the defense, of course, going over to Rogue does give them some chance to make this work here, as that was a very convincing defense again. But that means even if they win this round, that Team Secret do get to go on defense again. So unless they win right now, they're giving you know, the chance for could be interesting.
So Secret, they have the Thermite. This is probably the first time I think we've seen Stiz play the Thermite in quite some time. Typically they have him on the Hibana, but having the Thermite allows them to first of all push in towards that penthouse area a lot more easier, and also does give them a couple of options if they want to go for the A push as well in towards the back site. So having the Thermite gives you more of that hard destruction, and Leon's going to go back in the Blackbeard again.
Interesting choice. We'll see if it works out for them, but like I said, even if it doesn't, they get to go on defense again in a 6-6 situation, which they're very likely to win. I mean, despite Leon getting killed so early last time, they still could turn that into a win.
So certainly the other members of Team Secret have started to wake up. They've started to get their heads in the game as easily this exact same position that we've seen him play. I would say every round that he's played inside of this bomb site, where he has the Maestro camera looking at where the attackers are going to come in. Then he challenges with the high rate of fire LMG, big capacity with the ACOG. Just screams terrifying whenever you do come up against one of those. And Leon is going to be playing on the Renshiro window and gets shut down straight away as Slash does get that kill onto Leon as the very early pick, and another first death for Leon.
Slash has just been so good at denying that window with smoke of all things, which is not what you would expect to see. But it's been very, very strong, even catching a Blackbeard off without even having to use the shotgun there. unfortunately, for Eclipse, though. He roams a little too riskily and easily takes the tiniest bit of damage and is spotted out here by Lems. And smartly, he rotates off instead of trying to fight that. And Geo also at half health here. This is looking good for a potential closeout here from Secret if they can just keep up this momentum.
Essentially, whenever they still have the buck available to start destroying below, which they're doing, but we're going to see Bandit downstairs as Brian is going to get the kill onto the buck as Meatbee will fall. Lems, surely you have to be cautious that he may come from your other side, but we're going to see the support coming out from Stiz as he's going to be located at that front door, and Brian gets the kill onto Stiz as well. Can he go for a third? No! Lems shuts them down. Great play from Brian, takes out two of the most important operators for this bomb site.
Does a lot of damage to Lems as well. That was, I mean, even if he didn't get the kill, at this point, the Maestro cameras could almost help finish him off. That was such a fantastic play by Brian. You got to imagine, though, that was a team effort in terms of callouts. They were smart about how they played that, in terms of knowing where they were going to be. I mean, he didn't have any cameras or anything, but just great play there. And now they're starting to get stalled out, and Lems does get reset here. So now they have some chance of this, but it is looking so tough with 45 seconds left, and they don't even have the diffuser right now.
No, so not looking too good for Secret, and easily is rotated back into that corridor area that he was at last time. So this is where we're seeing Easily just start to get a little bit more aggressive. But however, Slash gets that kill onto Lackey with that very narrow peek, and that will be Geometrics getting the final kill onto Lems, and we have gone the full distance. And we will be headed into round number 13.
Now, Rogue have got to be extra careful here because this absolutely favors Secret to take it to map 3. So they're going to have to play for that. Now, they've both gotten one attack win each, so they're going to have to hope that that's going to repeat itself for this particular situation here. However, Secret are going to go back to Bar, which they defended very well twice. Hookah was their only weakness before, so this seems like a smart call. They also played their other bomb site, Kitchen, so they just don't want to go to the one that's been weaker for them. That seems like the right thing to do. Geo's just going to go straight to Ying this time, not even try and fake it out. Just like, okay, we don't have time for this. This is the last round. I can't mess with six picks anymore. Seems like the smart choice.
Yeah, it does seem to be what they're going for with this same push again with the Ying. It's no difference from what they had every other time that they've lost to. Sure, last round they took a little bit more of a different approach, but they still lost that because Secret have been performing so well on the defenses. And like you did say, this is where Rogue don't want to be. They don't want to back themselves into this corner where they have to go on this dreaded attack for both these teams, which it's so weird that every other team has done so well on the attacks.
Yeah.
These two teams have done so well on the defenses, or possibly there's bad at attacking.
Yeah,
that could be
that's
another
definitely a possibility. It seems like that probably is not so much the case. Although what's been interesting is how little roam clear there's been a lot of times. Most of the time they're kind of going straight for site to an extent. Not a lot of, oh, let's get a ton of map control and then go for the site. It seems to be maybe it's just a time constraint or the fact that they feel like they can shut out roamers from retakes. And to be fair, most of the time they have been able to somewhat shut out retakes. So it's not the worst strategy, but they are at least losing on these attacks, so I gotta say that maybe just not the most effective way to do it. They're gonna have to try and fight this Bar again. Now hopefully Easily can stay alive a bit longer this time. Leon is gonna be back on that pulse, and that is gonna be their biggest problem here. They need to pressure him from both sides, try and go for some kind of pinch to stop his intel from being so effective. Now last time he ran out and just chucked the C4 right at Easily. Let's hope he can't pull that off again, because that would be pretty sad for Rogue if they let that happen twice.
So the Secret lineup, they're certainly a lot more anchorish compared to what we've seen with the heavy roam game upstairs, but certainly they haven't spread themselves that thin. They still have, for example, Stiz. He's still, even though he's off-site, he's still very close to it as well. So having in this very spread out but also very close-knit defense allows them the retakes to happen. His first kill will be Brian, and that will take out Leon as well. So very big kill in terms of the fragging potential that Secret have just lost.
Well, that did turn into a win for them last time, but Eclipse following it up is definitely going to make it much more likely that Rogue can close this out. They just have to find a few more, but Lackey is going to make it that much harder. Not only providing intels, but gunpowder as well. That is now the Zofia off the board. Now the diffuser is not trapped in a room or anything like that. They've just got it chilling outside and are going to pick it back up and start to get ready for this potential push here. They haven't used any EE1Ds yet, so I expect one to come out now, which exactly is happening because, of course, timing-wise, that makes sense. Candela's coming out as well. Nicely played by Brian.
Brian gets the wall bang, but Stiz is going to get the refrag onto easily. 3 versus 2, Stiz and Lackey against Geo.
Wow.
Lackey actually gets C4 kill on the Geo, so down to Slash and Brian as he does fall, as Stiz gets the kill. 2 versus 1. Diffuser did get planted by Slash. He's going to be stuck inside of the B bomb site. Gets the kill onto Lackey. All down to Stiz to go for the clutch, but Slash gets it, and that will be Rogue taking out Team Secret after such an emphatic win for Rogue that we thought they were going to lose after what we just seen Team Secret do, but no, Rogue, they have the endurance, they finished it out. We will not be going to a map 3, and Rogue have finished it on Coastline.